Okay, welcome guys. Nelu, welcome. So let me share my screen. So please confirm that I can see my screen and you can also hear me.
See your screen.
Okay, thank you. So moving on, I've already opened the Figma design. I've looked through it and I noticed that there are new screens. There are new screens added. There are new screens added to the design, which we would review today before we continue what we are doing. So how we'll do itself is any screen you do, we'll review it, and if there's any correction, you that did the screen will go and we'll go back to make the corrections. So I noticed that you've made adjustments to these screens. Something you should take notice of. Something you should take notice of here is the sizes. Sorry, is the sizes. So you need to pay attention to all of these things. If you notice, the space this head or the header here is taking is way too much. You get, so the space down here should be the same with the space above here. So try as much as possible to make it fit. I don't know if you did copy and paste or you just try to build fix it yourself, but if you had just copied this one and pasted it, it would have been easier and the same thing. But I guess you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so
I actually copied this header from one design down. I think it's Nelo's design.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, you should try and reduce it a little. I think him too need to reduce his own. If you notice, it's not as big as this one here. Is not as big as this. The one I used for to give example. And if you even check your phone self, the way your normal phone design used to be, that space that used to show battery not the big like this. You get, so the space above is okay. The space above is okay. Then you just have to reduce this one a little, so that it will be around something like here, so that the space in between this and this will be the same with this and this. So that one is fine for that. This one is not much of a big deal, but I would also advise that I also say you should reduce this one to just a little tiny bit there. Aside that, every other thing here is fine. Okay, this one too is okay. Okay, aside the header part I just mentioned, one thing you have to do here is to try, let me see, try and give the app a uniformed or let's say uniformed or unified border margin per se. So if you want to say this is the space you give in between the body of your app and the content, then use that margin space everywhere. For instance, this is where your logo is, this is where, just follow the line. Okay, here let me use this side as example. This side is okay. If you notice, is on straight line. This is the same line. This thing too is on the same line. So that kind of way too, it just helps to make everything uniform and organized. So instead of making this span the whole page, then you can also do something like this, so that everything stays uniform. That's how mobile works. So we have this here, so can reduce this one a little bit. Okay, it's kind of more. There's not much of a change, but something like that. When you are designing um, other screens, then just take note of it. You should have organized margin left and right for across your application. Okay, so this is okay. Then coming to this property, I think this is property listing screen or search. I think this should be the property list screen. So
Yes, that's the property list in school.
okay, so I see what you did here. You tried to just attach everything at once. So that's why it's also good to look at other people's designs, other applications. We ourselves, we've been using mobile apps too, so we know how some of these things work. On mobile, you see that we had this whole section by the right standing on its own, while we now have the lists on like by the left. So in my opinion, or based on convention, how designs have been or have always been throughout and it still is now, is something like this does not just stay flat on the screen. Let's say you are the one to use this to view this page now on your phone. You know how the screen of phone is. Highest it will take up from here to here. So imagine you open up your screen and the first thing you see is just this search forms and all of those things. You now have to like scroll down before you start seeing the main content itself, which is not really good. So this is where we understand the difference between UI and UX. So about UI now, which is the user interface, you have done the user interface, but you did not now consider user experience, which is UX. So that is why I needed us to do these designs by ourselves so that we understand these things better. User experience now is trying to imagine or envisage or look at this thing as a user. If a user opens this page now on his phone, how will he look at it, or how will he perceive it? Will the person understand what I'm trying to make the person see or view? So looking at this screen now, once you open up your phone to view this page, what you just see here is search, location type, bedroom, main price, max price, and you now have to scroll all the way down before you start seeing the list, which in the main sense, the actual thing I'm supposed to see on this page is the list of properties. So I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Hello, can
Yeah,
you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. You understood what I
Hello.
said, but I can hear you.
Okay, there is this for this, yes, for this um for this particular one there are drop downs. So I feel if the back enders are doing their design, they would put it well for those things not to
To
show, and it's going
show.
to be a bit composed. That's what I thought.
Okay, well, okay, I'm going to tell you my own suggestion here now. The whole of search screen, there are two ways you can go about this now. Is either you show just one field here, with your search button by the right, then maybe a small text or link which will now be more filters, so that when someone clicks more filter, it will now kind of pop up the whole search bar for you to now search. That is user experience. It makes the thing more understandable. Yeah, I understand what you mean by this, but closing this drop down will still actually take space. So it's either you do that one I said with one input field, then you now have more filter and the button here. So that if the person just wants to search location, searches just location. If the person wants more filter, the person can just click um, more filter. You get that is one. Second alternative, if you can put something here, you just write can just write filter or search, small thing here, so that when the user clicks it, it brings out a pop-up kind of. You can design another page to show how the pop-up will look like. So this is where I did something like that pop-up here. So this is where I designed something like that pop-up. So this thing here, this delete property here is a pop-up, in the sense that when somebody, if a user clicks delete, it will now pop up this thing and ask the person, are you sure you want to delete, yes or no? So in that is actually what that is the kind of thing I'm now suggesting here. You can make it as a pop-up. Then lastly, another thing I would suggest is, if you actually want to show it full like this, then it should not be at the top. Let the properties come up first and be listed, since that is what this page is mainly about. Let these properties be listed first, then maybe after listing 3 properties, you'll now show something like that. What do they call it? Pagination. There's something called pagination. Pagination is where you see that 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers, then next, where users can click next and all. So in that way, the user will not have to be scrolling. The user can just scroll through 4 properties, then click next page to see more properties. Then under that next, you can now put that filter kind of. So the main thing is, this page is for listing properties, so they should be able to see properties as they are opening up the page. So that is just my own suggestion. To me, I would say you should still go back and do more tweaks to this screen. Let's see what you can come up with. You can still browse, check the internet, look for inspirations. So I'll just give my review, then you yourself can see the adjustments you can make to the page. Another thing is what I just mentioned. For mobile, you don't just waste space. So what you can do is make this span the full length, while also remembering to add our margin, equal margin by the left and right side of the page. So while this span the whole page, make sure you make all of this content inside also span the page too, so you don't waste space. So any space you are leaving out, make sure you are using it for something. That is just how we should be. You get that kind of thing. So this also can make it like this. Then this one can stay here, this one can stay here. Then this one you can just make it like across the whole page. Or even if you don't want to make this thing span the whole page, you can just let's say bring them kind of like together in a way. Then you can now carry the price and put beside it, which obviously cannot contain. So I'm just going to do it. But what I'm trying to say is we should try as much as possible to maximize space, so that we don't create empty space and make everything look one kind. So yeah, if you notice, look at this one and look at this, the way this one is now, and compare it with this one, then I'm sure you'll be able to see the difference. And also add spacing around it, just a little more spacing and padding. So aside that, I think so far this is the only page I've said much things about. Then let's see a pagination screen here, a pagination design here. I just explained what pagination is. That back 1, 2, 3, 4 next, that kind of thing. So just check out for pagination designs, inspiration, then come and add pagination here, and let's see how that will look like. So here, coming here, this also is okay. The structure, the UI structure is okay. The way you arrange it is okay. You just have to also take note of that, what I said about space, maximizing space. So if it's me, I'll make this thing to span all of this If you notice, make this one to stay on the same line with this one should stay on the same line. Make everything, all the content of the page stay on the same line, both left and right. So that is another thing too. There is no much thing to be done here, so you can just make the changes on your own. So so far so good. That is okay. Maybe if we add more screens, then you can go on from there. Then so I see I've also started working on the admin screens. Nello, you are the one that worked on this one, ba? Okay. So let me see what the admin screens look like. So we have the all properties screen. This is for delete. It's for add new property. It's for edit property. Okay. So what I would start with first of all is the background color. Looking at it, it looks like it's still work in progress. Looking at this, it looks like it's still. Sorry, 1 minute. Why shout? Okay, sorry about that. Looking at what you designed here, it still looks like work in progress, like you are still working on it. So since it's something you're still working on, I'm just going to like give my own review on it. So first of all, I'm sure you listened to the review I gave on the one Pinky has done. First of all, I spoke about space. Okay, so you should understand that spacing too on your own. The arrangement is okay, then, but I'll say you should try to make sure you give it this spacing left and right. You get. So I also talked about, first of all is the background here. It is off from the general color combination. So once you start with a color combination in your work, you have to keep up with that color combination. So here now we are basically working with our blue primary color and white. Then maybe the gray for our text. Let me see. Yeah, then for our text we have this thick dark gray and light gray. So aside these gray colors, our main primary colors or other main primary colors are blue and white. So as I said, it looks like work in progress. So you just have to take note of the color, both for the text. Your text color should have been white. Your background color also. What else? This red color you used here also. So I'm sure you know all these things. So maybe we'll still work on them and we'll look at them again. So take note of the spacing, the arrangement. So while working on UX, as I said earlier, you should also pay attention to UI. While working on UI, you should also pay attention to UX. So it's not just about designing. You should also reason user experience. That is what UX is about. Try and look at it from the user point of view. How will the user see this thing? Will the user able to understand it when they want to use it? So that is what UX is about. So try and consider user experience. You get. So what will happen when the person opens this page? To you now, what does the page look like? Will I understand this page or not? So put that into consideration as you're making your design or as you're designing your screens and all. You get this the delete property text. Since it is on mobile, the font is too big. I'm sure most of us that make use of apps on our phone, the font size on phone is usually very different from the font size on web. So that is it. So let me run our designs and see what they look like on our prototype screen. Welcome, Dima. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so it's loading up. Let's see what we have. Let's see it clearer and better now as it would be, or it should be on a mobile phone. Okay, so I'm sure you guys can see my screen. Okay, so this is what I gave as example. I guess I should complete this design. So I guess I'll complete this design once I'm done with the web. So we have this page. Yeah, this page looks okay. This page looks okay. Okay, something else I'm just noticing. Make sure this thing is in the middle. See, the space here is longer than the space here. Just try, see if you can arrange it to be in the middle. Sort of. Aside that, every other thing is okay. Aside what I mentioned about this. The same thing here. Try and make it in the middle. Okay. This is okay. Oh yeah, the text here. Just arrange it well. Make this show up something like here. This one something like here. Then make use of our button. I don't know where you got this button from, but you should copy one of these buttons here. Yeah, but change the color to white and change the text to black. Okay.
I have a question.
All right, go on.
For the mobile, is it compulsory to put those icons above, like the battery and the network icon above?
Well, first of all, it's not compulsory. You get, but it's all part of the design. Hello?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not compulsory.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Where was I? Let me try and zoom this a bit. Okay, this is the actual size. Okay. Okay, I've already given my review on this screen, so you should just take note of that. Same here. I've already given a review here. Okay, so I'm working with this. And here also. Okay, so I guess this is all. You guys tried. Is at least is progress. Shows that we're actually following up with everything we are doing, so it's okay. So yeah, as I said, we will all have to go back and make adjustments and edit and touch what we've already done. So we'll come back and still review it again before moving on. And also, that's how these things are going to be when you are making designs. Your first you probably have to redesign up to like 3 times before it's finally somebody will say, okay, this design is okay and this is what I want. So you should also try to develop that patience, because there will always be wahala. You get, so we should go back, look at our designs, fix the things I talked about, and we'll come back again and look at it. So let's continue from where we stopped. in our last class. So okay, the last screen we have here is the search results screen. Let me see if we still have any other um, user screen in our prototype. Okay, so this is the search results screen, and this is all for our user screen. Now we'll be designing our admin screen. So we're starting with this one. I'm just going to copy this. So this is not even supposed to take us time, at least these two, because we already have kind of like a basic template of what it should look like. I think it will just be this, which I don't think is even supposed to be time consuming. So we have our user screens, then the admin screen. So I guess I'm just going to leave your designs here. You'll have to continue above. So I'll just add mine below yours. Able. So this is another thing about grouping your designs, because as I try to carry it now, it can't be like say everything scatter. Okay, so sorry, let me try and bring it down a little bit. Okay, I think this is fine. I think we already have something like this here. Let me see in our users page. So we can also use it for the admin, which is this. So I'm just going to copy this and come down here. Unrelated question, Sha. How do you guys normally navigate the Figma screen? Let me start from Pinky. How do you used to navigate the your Figma screen? Let's say you're working on it. How do you used to navigate around it? Like move around it? Huh? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Did you hear my question?
Hello.
Did you hear my question?
Yeah.
So, how do you used to move around your screen?
No. I use that hand indication.
This?
Yeah.
Wow. So anytime you want to move around, you come and click here and move your screen.
So I will not scatter the ones I've not grouped.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, I was asking because if you notice, I don't even use, I don't have to make use of my this indicator, and I'm able to move the screen. You get? So it's basically another, even to zoom in and zoom out. How do you used to even zoom in and zoom out when you're working? That is another
I
question.
use so my mouse from laptop. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Your laptop mouse,
Yes.
the touchpad or a mouse. You have a separate mouse.
Yes.
Oh, you have a separate mouse.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. So there is this multi touch feature, which basically I did not want to assume if you guys knew it or not, but I'm just going to talk about it. There is this um multi touch feature, which or gesture you can use to navigate around your screen. So if you want to move around your screen, or if you want to scroll, just not only on Figma, anywhere at all on your system, if you want to scroll through a page, maybe up or down, you use two fingers to touch your mouse pad. I don't think all of you are using your phone, so maybe when you're with your laptop, you should try it. So place 2 fingers on your mouse pad on your laptop and move it up or down, and it should work. The same way, if you want to zoom in and zoom out, the way you zoom in and zoom out on your phone, use 2 fingers also to like pinch and remove, and you'll be able to zoom in and zoom out from here. So yeah, so just maybe when you're with your laptop, you should try that and see if it works. If it does not work, then probably you would need to turn on the setting. Makes sense, but so maybe later you guys can go and try that out. um this year is not supposed to, we don't need this again. Actually, what we don't need is this and this. I'm just going to delete this too, then select this, then bring over to the edge. Okay, so let me see, we have dashboard and logout. Dashboard, logout. Just increase it a bit so there'll be space. Okay. What else? Let me just remove this button out of here so I'll be able to. Wait, what did I just copy? I think I copied only the text. Remove, paste outside. Let's bring this out so I can delete. So I can delete this. So if you notice, this is where I added the add new property. But looking at this design again, I feel adding this here will now basically waste all of the space here now, which is not what we want. So I'm going to add this here instead. I'm going to put this here instead, so it's kind of aligns with this. Then I'm going to reduce this here. We have our add new property screen here. So if you notice, I was actually paying attention to the line or the arrangement, so that it kind of like stay in the same alignment with each other, so everything stays. And if you notice here too, everything here is kind of like on the same line. So that is the idea. Everything needs to be uniformly arranged. So since we have all of this space, I'm just going to increase this now. So I'm going to delete this too, so I don't have to start designing all of them. Also, I just design this, then I'll copy and paste. So see another advantage with grouping, because I grouped all of these things, I can just adjust it and everything will go with the adjustment. The only issue now is some things will actually look out of place, which will now have to redesign again. So this still looks okay, just this, which you can still put back to the way it was. So it means it looks okay. Okay, and my third thing I'm going to do is to make all of this into an auto layout. So select all of them and use Shift A. So if you notice, they are now aligned automatically. So I'll make this, let me see. Okay, then we now have this. Even though what do you call it? Even though I grouped them, I still had small issue, but this should be fixable. You just have to realign this again, and we are good. Yo, so I think what else? One of that two other things we need to add is the edit and delete button. Someone else join me. The edit and I think that's the edit and delete button. Let's see. You can either decide to just add it here or add it above here. So I'm just going to add it here since that is what we have on our wireframe. And if you also notice, on our wireframe we did not even make provision for adding the price, but now we did, and that is why this has now moved up and our price is now here. So I'm going to copy this button so it's easier for us. So this is going to be edit. I'm going to reduce this a bit, then copy it. And make this delete. I'm going to bring this together a bit. Let me see. And I can also decide to use auto layout to keep both of them together and aligned. So we have this now. So let me see what it looks like below. So it depends on the way you like it. You can either decide to put it on top or below. Some designs, some people, you will see a menu, you see like just 3 dots here, 1 2 3. Then when you now click the 3 dots, it will now drop down something like edit, delete. You get that kind of thing. So let me see if they have something like that, so I'll just show you. There should be icons. For mobile icons, they should have a hand. This is what I mean. Something like this or this. So some designs will have that instead. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. Copy and paste this here. Then when you now click this per se, you see the drop down button. I'm not going to add this here. What else? Let me see. Okay, so we have this. Let me see if this button is under the group. Okay, yeah, it's inside the group, so we can copy the whole group and paste it. Paste again. Yeah, so let me see. Oh, this is okay. This is okay. So another thing also is maybe when you start making designs professionally, I know, to make things more organized. If you notice, we don't even name all of these our components here. Okay, the only thing I named here was our menu bar. So naming these things, not like it's compulsory, but why naming them is good is so that if you want to be able to find a component and reuse, you can just scroll through these things here and find any particular component. So maybe you're trying to select a component and you can just click it or select it here and it shows up there. Yes, you can also um, show the children and the parent of each of these components. So everything is like arranged under each other in a layer. I remember I explained what layers are at the beginning, towards the beginning of the whole section. So okay, that is it for our admin properties. So talking about user experience now, the idea here is normal users can come to the page and view properties, contact the person that posted that property. Then there's now supposed to be an admin side of the website where someone can register as an admin, log in and post properties. Now this is what this side is about. So that was why we had this sign up and login page. So an admin can register, log in. When you log in, you will see your dashboard. Initially, we haven't okay. There's a page we did not design. There's a page we did not design in our wireframe, which is important. How it will look like when there is no property here, because when an admin registers for the very first time, the admin will not have any property. The admin would have not created or posted any property. So there's supposed to be like an empty page. There's supposed to be like an empty page which will show that which will show how your screen will look like when an admin has not created any property. This is important for the developers so that they will know how it will look when there is no data and when there is data. So it shouldn't be much of a big deal. Let me see. Let me see if there is any icon we can even use. This is the mobile UI template. Okay, let me open this up in another. Okay. Let me see if there's any icon here that we can use. Okay, so this is a filter icon. Nilo, that plus sign you were trying to do, you can basically just get it here, or a button with an icon. You can get it here. Let me see. Okay, so let me just copy this so we can use it as our empty screen page. So I'm also going to delete this and paste it here. So this is another thing now. Voila. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, paste here. Just make this so it's supposed to serve like an info screen. I don't want this thing showing here. Oh boy, sorry. So I'm just designing this myself because I don't want that thing to be showing there. Just make this here, make it a little bit lighter. So this has to reduce. Oh, that's too small. Okay. And this can now be 30. Okay, let's move this up a bit. Then we can now add. Let me copy this button here. So we can now add this here. Say I think one button is okay. I'm just going to delete this. And this should be okay to serve as an empty screen. So once an admin registers, so let me group everything here. Bring it up a bit. So once you register and log in, this is the first thing you see. Then you are prompted to create your first property. So once you click this, it opens up the create property screen for you. So I'm just going to name this empty admin properties. Okay, so let me see. Yep, I think this is okay. Let me see what other page what other screens we have here left. Okay, we have this screen, so I'm just going to quickly do this screen. Now it's basically this screen but with a shadow around it, then this pop-up screen here. So how did this come over here? Okay, so I'm just going to duplicate this, copy and paste it. Then the screen I want to add here is delete screen. So this is basically when the person clicks delete, it's supposed to prompt the person, are you sure you want to delete, that kind of thing. So to show a pop-up, you kind of have to blur out the rest of the page. So I'm just going to create a box around that's what I did here, around this. But the issue now is the box is behind this, so let me bring it front, see if it covers this. Nope, it's not working, so I'm going to have to take this back, which also is not working. Okay, because of it's fixed, sorry, that is why it's not working. Anyways, we're going to work with that. Since we have this here now, I'm now going to make this black first of all, then reduce this. I think this is enough. This is too much, let's make it 30. You can now create our pop-up screen above this. Can make this white and also give it border radius, the curved edge, which is what we can do, which is what we do here. So I'm going to give it 10. I'm going to move this up. Let me see what it looks like. I'm going to move this up a bit. Then give it kind of like a shadow. So let me see if there is an icon I can use here. I can't even find what I copied. Where did it go enter? So, anyways, that's not like the main thing we are looking for. So let me see, what else do we have? Where we have this text, and our two buttons here. So I'm just going to copy what we have here and paste. To try and align this at the middle. Okay, then just copy our button here. Ah, what's going on? So I never scattered anything. No. Okay. I think we now have to reduce this because it's kind of like now taking so much space. We don't need this amount of space for this pop-up. So now since we have this, we should now just group everything together. Group selection, and we have our whole pop-up. So here we have this. So the idea, once the person now clicks delete, one of the users property gets deleted. Yeah, and that is it. So we are going to get front end guys to start writing the code for these screens, because at the end of this whole bootcamp we are going to see this whole thing online working. Like, that is the idea, so that by the time we are done we'll be like, yes, now me design this website. Okay, so that is all we have time for today. It's already 2 minutes after 9 and we are supposed to have 1 hour class. I don't want us to go past our normal time and duration, so that we'll be able to assimilate the one we've done so far, go back and also look at what we've done and all. So before we close up for today, is there or are there any questions, suggestions, additions? Anybody? Anybody? Reservations, comments? Okay, I guess not. So thank you guys for
I have.
okay, I'm listening.
Okay, I noticed that you use the same images and also your text. Some of them, like, they are just random text, like, that does not have meaning. So I want to ask, like, if we are designing stuff to build our portfolio, do we just write random text, or we actually do it like we did this work for a client, or like, I don't know if you are getting
Yeah,
me.
I get what you mean. If it's just
Mhm.
personal work for your portfolio, then you don't need actual text or text that makes sense. Mostly self, what designers, developers use is this random text generator that is online. I don't know if you've ever seen anywhere, or maybe you see a dummy design or template. If you've ever seen something that looks like Latin or so, there is a place you just generate that long dummy text and people just use it to design. So there's this thing called lorem ipsum generator. It's basically just what designers use to generate text. It's nothing that makes sense, but you can just use it to populate your website and all. You can just say, let's say, 2 paragraphs, start with generate, and it creates 2 paragraphs of gibberish text for you to copy.
Okay.
You get, and you, so it does not have to make sense actually. If it's something for your portfolio, you're just
Okay, same with
putting
the
it out.
images, right?
Yeah, the images too. It do not have to make sense.
Okay.
As long as it is not like diverting the total aim of the design.
Okay.
Get so. I think that answers your question. But if you are designing for someone, an actual site, and know, it has to make sense because the person needs to see exactly what it's going to look like, and obviously that person will have to provide what you want to um, put in those places. So
Thank you.
yeah, sure. You're welcome. To look for designs, inspirations, and all those things, as I've mentioned earlier, you can go to Behance, Dribble, and even on Figma here too. Go into the community and you'll see other people's design. Try out some of those designs and know, and get your hands more stable, because you cannot just start coming up with random designs on your own. You need to look at what other people have done, understand design concepts, how things are being done, so that you don't just go and do things out of place. You get, and all of these things evolve, so you have to also follow up the kind of design methods that is going on. You get, so far so good. Thank you guys for coming. Our next class will be on Monday. You guys should enjoy your weekend, and also if you have time, try and you know work on the designs that we talked about, and we'll see you on Monday to review them. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week.